Well, good Tuesday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the PRO Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series Freedom 76, the biannual event, 76 lap feature. 22 drivers have checked in for tonight's event. That means we will have a full field when we get ready to take the green flag. I believe our man Nick Cohan jumped in here for a second. Looks like he is headed out, but we'll get him back in a little bit and see exactly what it is that he was after. These guys getting ready to do battle here. Little qualifying, little heat race action, and then we will have a King of the Hill knockout pole challenge that will set the front three rows for this thing. Top three drivers from each heat race automatically transfer to the feature. Everybody else going to have to work their way in via B main, C main, but I think everybody's going to the feature. So those will be formalities, and they will likely just be racing for their final starting spot and getting ready to roll off with heat races here, it looks like. Look at the starting grid for heat race number one. It is the aforementioned Nick Cohan, the dizzy one himself, the 21 car on pole. He'll have the 2 car of Jeff Sharp on his outside. It's going to be a Joseph Grandy in the 518. That is a good-looking ride, that 518 machine. The 518, I don't know what's going on. Why are we not seeing cars? Shane Yates, the 11. Next to him, Robert Lynn, the 2 car. We'll start inside of row number 3. Next to Tony Wilson, Wilson in the 76. And then the 86 of John Borst, and the 010, which is the 10 car. It's the Valvoline machine of Jared Mashad. Give me just a second here. I think we're going to have to check with somebody because I do not have cars on track. Nick Cohan.
Hey, Roger.
Hey, buddy.
We had to do a new session.
I got no cars on track. What happened?
We had an issue with the server. I had to make a new one.
Well, there you go, folks. Just when we were getting ready to get things fired up, we are good.
Little rain shower.
Yeah, we are going to have to put us on pause for just a second. We'll probably chit-chat a little bit here with some different drivers, see what their thoughts are about the event, what their expectations are. We're going to give you guys just a little bit of background music to sit and enjoy things. And while we work on getting the server switched over, we'll let Nick get back to doing his duties as admin. We'll bring him back during the racing and chat to him about this event. And then at some point, I think we'll finally get some racing in.
Yeah, I think the weather's going to clear up. We'll be in good shape.
All right, we'll get the track pressed out again. Then are we going to go straight to a starting state for the track, or are you going to let the guys kind of run it down just a little bit?
I put it at like 20. We're going to burn it in a little bit. Probably going to let it ride from there, I believe, until the B main or so, and then we'll see. We'll reevaluate when we get there.
All right. Well, be sure you tell the rest of the guys in the server if they want to join the chat. It'd be nice to talk to some different drivers while we're letting this thing get ironed out. So we'll throw you back.
Good.
We'll
just send them into the booth.
Come right back. Yeah. Just tell them to come and sit in the waiting room.
Okay. All right,
man.
Sounds good. Thanks, Roger.
All right, folks. Well, you heard it here. We are going to have to swap servers. So while we do that, why don't I get you all set up? We'll play a little background music here, and let's go something just a little bit better. There we go. We'll swap servers real quick. When we come back, we'll get right to talking to some drivers getting ready for this feature. Sorry for the delay, but the weather in sim racing, it can be a booger. So we'll be right back, folks. All right, folks, time to make the switch to a new server. We're going to start talking to some different drivers. Got old Josh Gerlach, driver of the 71 machine in here. Josh, what happened? We get a freak rain shower?
Yeah, Nick sucks. So I think he forgot to put up the umbrellas, and we got washed out, so we had to switch over to a new session.
Man, you think as many sessions as we've done, the admin would, not make those mistakes. But at least he'd look at a forecast, don't you think?
Well, considering who we're talking about, that doesn't surprise me all that much.
Okay, touche, sir. You got me there. I wasn't prepared for that statement. Either way, man, 76 laps tonight. Big long one. Used to run in, 50-lap features here? So you're going to, 50% on top of that. What do you look for tonight, especially at a place like Eldora when you can run that many laps?
Yeah, you'll probably hear from everybody you talk to. It's just about survival, honestly. Like you said, 76 laps is an extremely long time when we're used to running, like you said, 50 laps or so. So that's the big thing for me, honestly. It really doesn't matter where you start. It's just if you can keep your car clean, keep everything straight, and not get involved in some shenanigans early on. I think the fuel will be fairly close as well. So might want to keep that in the back of your mind and make sure you don't run out of fuel. But if you're torn up, you can't finish. So just keep the car clean and hope for the best at the end.
Yeah, talking about the fuel, I did hear that when I came in before we went live on the air tonight that they were talking about getting it so that you really got to kind of scrimp by. You got to be very careful here. That's going to make it very interesting because there's a lot of guys that really like to get up and ride up along the top here. We call them ripping the lip, but that's going to change your outlook because if you can't go up there and just ride like that for 76 laps, what are you going to do and when are you going to do it to get yourself out of that position?
I mean, yeah, like you said, the big thing is you're just not going to be able to go, flat-footed all the way around the top like you might want to because you won't make it. From my calculations, it's going to be extremely close. So I have a little strategy that I hope to put into play that, like I was saying before too, as long as I stay clean, watch that fuel gauge a little bit. But overall, I don't think it should be too much of a factor, but you just never know how hard people drive. Sometimes you get caught up racing with each other, and you got 10 to go, and you may not have enough fuel, and I know that's a horrible feeling.
And not willing to at least give us a hint as to what your strategy might be?
We're going to make sure we have enough fuel at the end, Roger.
Oh, well, that's very diplomatic of you, sir. Seems like you've been coached on your interviews recently. So tell me one thing before you get out of here, because I know Thursday night we're kicking back off the Mighty Midget Series. What do we got going on there?
Yes, that is correct. Mighty Midget Series, we over at Netcode Esports, we had a little bit of a hiccup to start the season. Anybody that is kind of in the world of iRacing knows that the racing has not been the best as of late. So we took a little pause to reorganize things a little bit and make sure that we're going to have good racing moving forward. And I think we have accomplished that. So we're back live this Thursday here on the Dirt Racing Network, about a half hour early. So qualifying should start around 8:15 Eastern now. And we'll have two races this week. We are at I-55 Fixed Setup Dirt Midgets the series is no longer open for new registrations, but that should open up over the summer if anybody is interested. That's at netcodeesports.com.
All right, well, man, thanks for chatting with us. We look forward to covering everything on Thursday night, and we're going to wish you good luck here tonight, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you at the end of this thing.
I'd like that, Roger. I appreciate it.
All right. Josh Gerlach, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be out there driving the 71 car. So they're making a couple of adjustments. We had to do some other adjustments that were going on here, too, because we have got so much going on in different places right now. And with the advent of all the server changes and everything else, I just thought it was necessary to adjust everything. So, let's see. Let's get Billy Barros in here and see what Billy's got to say. Well, maybe we won't because we can't move people. Well, we were going to try. I had them in the waiting room, and I could move them in there, but I just can't grab guys and randomly move them like I'm used to in here. So we'll get some things changed and see what we can come up with. But we're watching the guys. They are going to iron in the track a little bit with the rain. They had to get out there and try to get some of the moisture out of it. So that'll delay the start just a little bit. We will try to fill some time in here. Don't know if they have advanced. It looks like they're going to advance. So qualifying is what we're going to be heading on to now. We're not going to be able to talk to drivers until we get them off the qualifying track. Drivers rolling out. Let's go out here. Let's check in on our good buddy, G-Body Garrett Boyd. He had a great run with these guys last week in their asphalt series. They ran South Boston, ran the Arctic car in South Boston. Pit stop for him, and he crawled all the way from about 13th to 3rd in about 12 laps. He is going to fly. And he'll be 4th quick right now. It is Joseph. 518 car, and I told you about this car when we get ready to start the other one. Good looking machine right there. Josh Gerlach bumps Grandy off. Same time, and to go to the thousands. Now Garrett Boyd. 16.80, almost 2 100ths of a second quicker. Josh Gerlach, and there's Billy Barrows. We were going to try to chat with Billy. Billy got it around on the first lap, it looks like. And that lap won't count as he brushes the fence. That will negate this lap, but he tied Boyd the thousandths of a second, the difference between the pole and P2. Cody Olson, Yurko Media House, number 6C. On track at the moment. 11th quick in his first attempt. Right now, Lemon, Essery, Cox, and DeVoe, the only cars not to take time of the 22 drivers. Olsen around the top. Oh, that thing looks tight in the middle, and he really had to put some wheel in it. Slowed him down quite a bit, as he's going to go a 17.05 on his second lap. DL Lemon, Chris Essery, Josh Cox, Chris Jabot. Those 4 drivers haven't taken time right now. Billy Barras atop the pylon. While we wait for the session to run down, let's grab Billy. Whoa, wait a minute. Messages. Hold on. Somebody must be changing something. Oh, yeah. Guess we did that, didn't we? All fixed. I got it. We're off home screen. We're good to go. Yeah, these things happen when we swap servers sometimes. That screen doesn't get clicked off. We have an order to things, and, well, you know, when we goof up the order, we just goof all the way up. So it looks like only 18 of our drivers are going to take time tonight. That'll split things up. We should have about 3 heats. They'll lock 9 guys in. Everybody else should make the transfer, and they'll just be racing for their starting spots when it's time for us to get to. Our B mains and our feature. Right now, Dean Reynolds, the 790 machine, going to start on the pole on his outside. That's going to be the 19 of Jeff Sharp. Good to see Jeff Sharp back on the track. Hadn't seen him in quite a while, and he's been racing with these guys on Tuesday nights, so it's been good to see. Joseph Grandy, that 518 machine, going to start inside row number 2 next to Billy Barrows. Barrows quickest in the qualifying session. John Borst, the 86, and Bill Coy, the 63, will make up our 3rd row and the final row. For heat number 1, Chris Essery and DL Lemon. Essery back here in this 11 machine. That's the Budweiser car you see right there. And then on the outside of him, in that Bitcoin machine, I'm surprised he ain't bankrupt. Oh, you know what, old Bitcoin, yeah, there ain't much left in there.
Green.
Car, that gold machine with the black trim. Flag in the air. Dean Reynolds. Trying to lead him. Through turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4. Second. Randy's got Tony on the high side. Jeff Sharp. Lap the car a little out of shape. He'll give up P2, fall to P3. He's right in front of Billy Barnos. Barnos the 38 car. Top 3 are automatically locked in the pole shuffle, which will be a King of the Hill style shuffle tonight. Reynolds starting to get away from these guys. Got half a second. Sharp. And now it's Barros on the top side of Sharp. Matchy battle for that final locked-in spot. About 4 rows. For sure. Get locked in right there. Reynolds all the way around. 3 to go to signal. Getting wide. We talked about the fuel. It's not going to be a factor in B-Main. It'll be a factor in that feature. They have these guys just right on the edge of making it. You can't make it if every lap is running around that outside. So that'll shake things up a little bit. Reeling him in. Got it down to under 2 cents. Now goes to the inside, looking through 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. All the back in line. Reynolds able to hang on around the top. See what kind of run Grandy gets down the backstretch. Doesn't matter. The inside cover. Dean Reynolds going to repeat one. He is just make that final guaranteed locked in spot to meet number 1. And then it's Barros, of course. Best boy and 11 around. See if we can fix that a little bit. Getting ready for heat number 2. Going out the end of pit road on the pole. The 6 machine of Cody Olson. Nick Cohan, the 21, will start on his outside. This can be the 10. Robbie Schaefer, that Full Moon Garage machine. We'll start inside row number 2. Next to G-Body, Garrett Boyd, second quick and just barely missed it. Got him by the thousands, did Billy Barros in that 21 machine. Garrett Boyd will start P4. Lance Keister. That's the 617 car, the yellow machine on the inside of the 3rd row. He's next too. Don Runkle, the 00. And on the back for heat number 2, that's going to be another 6 car in the field. It's going to be the 6 machine. That's the Extra Life ride of Josh Cox. We should get the green this time. Coming out of turn number 4. Olson's on the inside. Cohan's on the top side. And no green flag. No green flag. Field not formed up the way they wanted. So they will go around one more time. Bring that front row into order right here. Olson and Cohan. It says cool Nick. You heard Josh Gerlach. And Gerlach said Nick sucks. So I don't know why that's not on the car. But there's no chance it's cool Nick. I just know better. Green flag in the air. Heat number 2. Through it 1 and 2, and Cohan had his hands full for a second. He still does. As he wiggles the car coming out of 2, and that allows Robbie Schaefer, that 97, to pull right alongside. They're going to be 3 wide coming out of 3 and 4. Boyd went to the bottom to make it 3 wide. He was way out on top, and he drove it right down to the inside. Doesn't have the momentum out of 2. He'll fall back and forth. Meanwhile, the side-by-side battle between Schaefer and Cohan is reeling in the leader, Olsen. 3 cars right top each other, almost sharing paint. Past us they go. Cohan with the slide job in 3 and 4. He's going to grab the lead momentarily. The cut under from Olsen. Cohan leads the lap. Now Olsen with the slider back into the front. Here comes Cohan right back at him. Good slider battle for the top spot right now. Cohan locks the door in front of Olsen. Down the front stretch at the halfway point. Up onto the berm with the right rear. Up, almost unloaded it. Cohan grabs it back. Here comes Boyd around Shaver. Boyd into that third final transfer spot. He's looking to go to second. Beaver from the inside of Cody Olsen. Shaver, Dr. Tim is just sitting right. Went for the slider, couldn't get it there. The top 3. Nose and tail around the outside. Good drive. Top 3. Olsen start on the goal. Second. Cohan start on the outside. And the lead as we go past the 2 to go marker. Jared Boyd started fourth and 1/3. Driving fourth. The garage car swap. Car swap to Hodge. White flag in the air. Back here to get around Boyd. But Boyd covers the middle that time in 1 and 2. And he'll go down the backstretch. Top 2 nose to tail. They'll go to your pole shuffer. It's going to be Cohan and Olsen. In the King of the Hill pole shuffle. And then Boyd. Schaefer, Keister, Runkle, and Cox. Rounding out the field in heat number 2. Do not be afraid to say hi in the chat. Do not be afraid to let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, be sure you shout them out. Right now, your starting lineup for heat number 3, the final heat race of the evening. Going to be Robert Lynn, the 2 car. On pole, that car red, white, and blue this week. And Casey Mill, the 05 familiar. White with the turquoise colored flames on it. He'll start outside the front row. Shane Yates, he's the 11 car, that blue car right there in the middle of the screen. Starts inside row number 2 next to Josh Gerlach. Gerlach's machine, red, white, and blue with yellow numbers, the 71 car on that outside row there. Then Tony Wilson, the 76 on the inside of the third row next to Jared Machad, that Valvoline number 10. And Chris Jabot will be back in the NOS Energy number 83.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Lynn going to go to the top side. Cover up. A hard charger. Casey Miller, big slider from Yates. Yates goes across the nose of Miller. Miller cuts right back in, takes the spot back away, at least temporarily, and looks like Gerlach got it right here in the fence. Good battle right there. Looks like all the action is in the top 4 right now. They'll come through 1 and 2. They were single file until Gerlach cut to the bottom. He's going to pull the inside on Casey Miller. Slider, no contact. Good driving. Both drivers right there. Going to hang on to the spot. Now Gerlach goes for the big slider 1 and 2. And Miller has to cut under. I think he's cut late. That time Casey Miller makes the move. And it sticks this time as he leads that third position. Pass to start finish line. Gerlach's going to fall back a little bit. Big battle starting to heat up at the front. As Shane Yates is going to go after Robert Lynn. Inside 2 to go. The top 2 are broken away by over a second from third and fourth. Those 2 are separated by mere feet at this point. Inside. Slider up the hill wasn't quite there. Lynn goes right back by, but doesn't have enough drive to pull away. Under the flag stand, white flag waving. Here comes Yates, and he still doesn't have enough momentum. Robert Lynn hanging top on the top side. 2 corners to go. Out of 4, Robert Lynn will win heat number 4 to the King of the Hill pole shuffle. Casey Miller grabbed that final direct A-main transfer spot. Then Gerlach, Wilson, Michaud, and Jabot rounding out our final heat race of the evening. I think a C main for C main's sake, all the cars transferring into the back of the B. Yeah, it'll be Coy on pole with Cox to the outside, Jabot and Lemon making up that second and final row. We'll wait for him to roll out here. So a B main for, or a C main, excuse me, for C main's sake. They'll figure out the back 2 rows in tonight's B main. So we're ready to go. Green pace truck gets out of the way. Cox and Jabot both DNF in their heat races, so we'll see what they can do here. Bill Coy a little squirrely out of 2. Cox goes by on the high side after a little love tap. That was more than a tap as Coy hit the wall hard. 360 for Jabot. DL Lemon squeezes by. So action on the lap number 2 right from the start-finish line. And here comes Bill Coy closing in on Josh Cox. Slide right past. 1-2. They've gotten a little gap between themselves. In third place, DL Lemon. I think Jabot. Car's probably okay. He's just got a little making up of the ground to do there. Coy and Cox starting to go out. 7 laps to go that time, and Bill Coy really threw it in hard into 1-2, and Cox's car was sitting right there. He had to pin it down and keep it off of the 6 machine. Looks like Cox fighting a little bit of a condition in the middle of the corner. He gets in pretty good, and then all of a sudden the car plants and turns back to the outside. Now he's starting to gap on Bill Coy. Stretches it out to about almost 3/4 of a second. Cox kind of having his way now. He stretches it out to over a second. Coming around to 4 to go. DL Lemon still in third. Pretty good gap. About 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds between he and Bill Coy. And then Chris Jabot really fighting that car. Maybe there was some damage to the 83 machine that just really isn't visible as she comes by. Don't see any sheet metal damage. Could be some suspension damage, but he is just out there making laps right now. Inside 3 to go, and Cox starting to find some room. Stretches it out to 1.8 seconds this time out of turn number 2. Coy, Lemon, and Jabot. Jabot on the same straightaway now with the leader, but the leader going to run out of time. He's not going to be able to get a lap on. 83 machine, white flag in there. Hello, Cupcake over on YouTube. All right, now it is Josh Cox coming out of 3 and 4. He'll win the C main. DL Lemon and Chris Jabot, they'll all make it through a C main. Just for the sake of a C main, give the drivers a few extra laps, maybe put some extra laps on the racing surface. We had a little bit of a delay as we had to rework the surface. So we're going to get ready. Move on to tonight's B main starting lineup. We'll see the 4 drivers From UC Maine at the back of this one, it's going to be Barros on the pole. Schaefer outside. Row 2, Josh Gerlach. He's next to John Forrest. Lance Keister, Tony Wilson in row 3. Chris Esri and Don Runkle in the 4th row. And Jared Rashad and winner of UC Maine, Josh Cox in row number 5. Bill Coy and Chris Chabot in that 6th row. And all by his lonesome on the back, DL Levin will roll off 13th. Everybody's transferring through. This is just for the final starting spot in tonight's 76 lap A main. Whew. Allergies are horrible. All right, lights off on the pace truck. Get these guys going here. Coming out of 4. Everybody's transferring. This is just 4. Final 13 spots. Front 9 have already been determined, and the front 6 will come out for King of the Hill pole shuffle. Green flag in the air.
Green, green, green.
Billy Barros wasted no time. Finding the loud pedal. Josh Gerlach will roll right through behind him. And Robbie Gerlach had a pretty good battle earlier. In their heat race, and they're going to go right back at it, pick up right where they left off. John Forrest, 86 car there in 4th. Spread out, starting to get down narrower and narrower. So 2 and 3 wide. Side here, Esri and Keister are there. Esri into back up. Barros will hold and serve. Out 6 10, 7 10 per second. John Gorse still in the 4th spot. Dropped the green flag. He slid right into that spot. He is still right there. He's a pretty good gap over. Bill Coy have already pulled into the field. They'll get prepared for tonight's A main. They'll be starting in the back. Barros is going around the outside. The DLM put him on that line. Next to him is Josh Cox. Cox, the transfer here to C main. Still second. He's got some breathing room now. He's opened the gap on Robbie Schaefer. Schaefer is still third. Barros in traffic goes to the inside. Cox put him a lap down. It's ready to go, Barros. Now 2 to go. Not really closing the gap very much. With the left car of Cox. At 6, he stay locked on the outside. Got the gap at a second between Barros and Gerlach. Billy Barros took the white flag that time by. He heads down the backstretch of 4 for the final time, and he'll be starting in position number 10 tonight for your 76 lap A main. One final time. Gerlach come out second, Schaefer third, Forrest, Esri, Keister, Wilson, Sean, Jabot, Cox, Lemon, Runkle, and Coy going to round out the B-main field. Session here. This will be fun to cover. These guys will send 2 cars out. The fastest lap by these 2 guys. Whoever has that fastest lap will stay on the track. The other driver will start in position number 6 tonight for your A main. And the driver that stays on track, it looks like Billy Barros and Chris Miller are going to roll out here. I'm not sure that that's right. Watch lap times. Quickest of the 2 laps for the driver will determine who stays and who goes in the first time around. Casey Miller, 14:02. Barros with a 16:90, so he's quickest right now. Miller's second lap. 16:84, so he's past Barros. Barros comes through 16:97. So Casey Miller will stay on track, and he will take on the next competitor. They'll erase those laps. It won't erase off of our screen because of the session, but they will erase those laps. They'll do it again. Miller will have to compete. Now it's against Garrett Boyd. Boyd on the throttle coming out of fourth, goes under the green flag. We'll watch his time. We'll flip back and forth between he and Casey Miller. Right along the top side, Boyd out of fourth, first time lap. Brings him in 16:85, and Miller flashes across at 16:63. So Miller, quarter second faster. This time around, Boyd on the clock at 16:88. So he just about mirrored it. Not quick enough, but that's Casey Miller's time. As Miller, 16:63, and he'll continue to take on all comers. Garrett Boyd will be your 8th place starter. He'll start on the outside of row number 4. Jeff Sharp coming out. Casey Miller going to go on around and get in front of him a little ways. Miller will be the first to get on to the time clock for this session. Winner advances on. A loser will start in position number 7. Outside of row number 4 this evening. 16:86 that time for Miller and Jeff Sharp. This first time around on the official clock. Across the timing stripe, 17:29. So definitely not quick enough to beat Casey Miller's 16:89. Miller, second time around, hill battle, 16:97. So 89 this time. 16:89. I would imagine they will let Miller remain because he timed at 89 on his first lap. Oh, maybe not. Casey Miller rolls in. So Sharp is going to stay out, and he is going to go up against Shane Yates. So Shane Yates going to come out of turn number 4. So Casey Miller will start inside of row number 4. Winner of this battle stays out. No, I'm wrong about that. They're inside of row number 3. There's only about 4 cars left. I was thinking we were doing 8. We're only doing 6. So This is for the inside of row number 2 right here. Shane Yates, 1676. That time around 1689, so 1676 will be the time. And Jeff Sharp take his in. Shane Yates will stay on track. Shane Yates take on the next driver. These are the final 2. So Sharp will start on the inside of row number 2 next to Casey Miller. And here, this was the car we've been looking for. See what Cody Olsen does. This is going to be your front row. Shane Yates and Cody Olsen. The order will be determined by what they do right here in this battle. Yates under the timing line, so he goes first. Here comes Cody Olsen. We'll see what Shane Yates' first lap time. 2 laps to determine who's the pole sitter for the Freedom 76. By 1679. Here comes Olsen out of 4. Olsen 1707. So Olsen with some work to do. This time Yates out of 4. Past the score stand 1685. So 79 his lap and Olsen. That time around just the same time. 1707. So, Shane Yates will be your pole sitter for tonight's Freedom 76. Cody Olsen will start outside of that front row, and that is just really by virtue of the time. Shane Yates, your king of the hill, pole shuffle winner. Driver's going to get a minute or 2 to work the track in. Robbie Schaefer, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, Robbie, it's Roger up in the booth. 76 laps tonight, buddy. What's it going to take for the 97 machine to be the 4th winner of the Freedom 76?
I'm not sure. Definitely got to run a little better than I have so far, but it's a long race. I see he just reworked the track here, so that's good. I think I'm a little better when it's tacky and slick, so we'll see. We'll just, you know, it's a long race, so we're going to wait a long time, keep our nose clean, and see if we can go at the end.
Well, but the fuel situation being, you know, basically you can't run every lap up against the outside wall. Well, how does that change your strategy going through 76 laps here at LBA?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I just want to, you know, keep my nose clean the first 50. I'll probably be around the middle, honestly, and just trying to save a little gas, and maybe some cars will be out of there by 50 laps, and we can go for it.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Good luck tonight. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you.
Robbie Schaefer, he drives the 97 machine. Nick Cohan.
Hold on one sec, Rob.
Oh, Nicky Slick out there putting some laps in. He's trying to find out where he's going to be able to run. I know he can't run the fence with 76 laps. Give him a chance to get out of the car real quick.
All right, Roger, my helmet's off. I'm ready.
Well, man, I was going to ask you, tell me what your strategy is for 76 laps here at Eldora tonight with this pack of wild dogs.
I'll tell you, it's gonna be fun. You know, this track is fun to race on when we get 76 laps like that. You know, the track starts off nice and fresh, and by the end of the night, it's super slick. So it changes a lot, especially tonight with the fuel strategy looking a little close on fuel. So should make things pretty interesting. So yeah, as far as strategy goes, I'm just gonna stay out of trouble. Every 76er I've done, I've been there at the end, and you can't win this race if you're not there at the end. So just gotta take care of it. Got a long race. Gotta take care of the fuel too. We're not gonna use too much fuel in the beginning, and just play the long game.
Well, I'm getting anybody else to give us a better answer than that about strategy. I will say that, you know, in order to finish first you must finish. So the strategy of keeping your nose clean for a while, when do you decide to go for it?
It's tough to say. You know, it's kind of like you have to feel that out. You know, in the beginning of the race, I think pretty much everybody takes it easy, especially with fuel on the line. But it's gonna be a judgment call. You're gonna have to just kind of feel out the race. You know, depending on yellows, if we get a long green flag run, you know, there's so many different things to come into play. So it's gonna be interesting. I think there's a lot of good guys here that are gonna be real fast. That you don't want to give too much of a room. If we get a long green flag run, you're not gonna want to let them get away. You know, Casey's one of them, Shane's one of them, Garlic's one of them. You know, it's going to be tough to play your cards right in a race like this. You know, obviously if there's a ton of yellows, that plays different. But I think we're going to have quite a few long green flag runs here. So should put on a pretty good race.
Yeah, you talked about guys that you were looking at. You get Shane Yates going to start on the pole. That guy can run away and hide from everybody pretty quick. Are you hoping for a few cautions to kind of keep him, you know, a little closer, or would you like to see this thing go from one end to the other unscathed?
Being that I'm starting up front, I think I'd like a pretty long run because I feel like I can pace myself pretty good. Being that I come from the asphalt side, and it's more of you know, strategy based over there sometimes, and I've always been pretty good at taking care of my tires. I know there's no tire wear in the dirt, but just the strategy, just taking care of your car, damage wise, fuel wise. There's a lot of strategy that comes into this race that applies to asphalt racing. So it's gonna be fun. You know, when you do a 30 lap feature or something like that, you gotta go. There's no time to even think about those things. So yeah, when those guys get out front, you're going to have to change as the race goes on. If those guys, Shane gets out front like that, you're going to have to pick up the pace, or you might not get a yellow. So this is a pretty big track, pretty wide track, so there's a good chance that this stays green for a while. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right, man. Well, we'll give you a little bit of a pass on the delay tonight if we get a great feature out of this thing. So go up there and kick them in the butt. Tell them let's go flag to flag, and let's see what happens. Good luck tonight, bud.
All right, man. Roger, I appreciate it. We're going to be going here in a few minutes. Thanks.
Nick Cohan, driver of the 21, admin of the series, and it's been a lot of fun. 4 of these, this is the 4th one, and we have not had a repeat winner. Number 3 for 76. So see if that somebody finally breaks the cap on that, and is a 2-time Freedom 76 winner. So just a few minutes before these guys get going. I see some people in the chatter. Do not be afraid to chat it up out there, guys. If you got a favorite driver, let us know who that is, and we will make sure we announce that. So some of the drivers actually listen. They may not be able to watch us, but they do sit there and they listen to the broadcast. So let's get ready to run through tonight's starting grid for the Freedom 76 PRO Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series. Not going to be, the front 3 rows are not what they appear. I know it's Shane Yates and Cody Olson. on the front row. So that third row is going to jump to the front. Garrett Boyd is outside of row number 2. Jeff Sharp is inside of row number 2. And then Billy Barros, or Casey Miller, I'm sorry, Casey Miller is inside row number 2. Jeff Sharp outside, then Garrett Boyd inside row number 3. Billy Barros should be the outside of that final row. So, there it is. Let's look at everything back behind that. It'll be Josh Gerlach and Robbie Schaefer. They will be in row number 6. John Boris and Chris Esri, row 7. Row 8, Lance Keister and Tony Wilson. Jared Machad and Chris Jabot in row number 9. Josh Cox and DL Lemon, row 10. Bill Coy and Don Runkle will make up our 11th and final row. The drivers trying to head for the front here. Cohan. So it looks like Grandy and Reynolds somehow on the front row. Then Lynn and Cohan, Olson and Yates, Miller and Sharp, Barros and Boyd. That's your front 5 rows. So we did the King of the Hill, and then we did the shuffle. And this is how the shuffle rolled out. So 10 drivers swapping around, and it'll be Joseph Grandy and Dean Reynolds. Starting on the front rows, we get ready to come around for green. 76. Big laps here at Eldora. Should be a good one. One more time around. We'll get that green flag. '22. Big block modifieds. We haven't covered these guys much for a little while now, but they were a pretty regular fixture here on Tuesday nights for several seasons. But this is one of their big crown jewels for the year, and they'll do another one in the fall. We will definitely be around for all of those. Let's get ready. Turn the blue, 76 lap, green flag in the air. All right, to the lead, Dean Reynolds tucked in behind these race winners earlier this evening. Kilhan and Lynn are side by side. That's the first one. Yates trying to find a hole, trying to work his way around. 2 wide situations. Spot a little bit of contact between Yates and Robert Lynn right there. Yates moves into 4th behind Cohan. Lynn is good. He's got a pass. That's Olsen. Sharp. Boyd. Miller. Billy Barros part of that. Barros up on the top side to 38. Machine stacked up beside him. Boyd kind of trapped in the middle between cars here. 3 wide racing. They're making it look pretty easy. About complete 5 of 76. Up the hill a little bit. We were looking a little net trade. I think Boyd was headed up the hill a little bit anyway, but little space between those cars when they touch. Meanwhile, out front, Randy. He's starting to get away from these guys. Starting to heat up for the 4th spot. Miller and Cohan start to go at it. Cody Olsen tucked in behind the 6. At least he did at the line for a split second. Barros goes back by on the top side of 1 and 2. Here comes Robbie Schaefer. Schaefer now going to challenge Garrett Boyd for 8. Back to the battle for second. Still side by side. Yates cannot find racing room. Keep the momentum up and get around Reynolds. These two racing. Grandy is getting out to a 2.5 seconds here. 3 more laps. We'll be 40% of the way home in this thing. 22nd place car, Rashad in 1 and 2, your leader. Coming out of turn 4, so I give it about 10, 12 more laps. We're going to be in a lap traffic. That may change out Yates with the slider trying to dispatch with Reynolds. He gets to the top side. You'll see if there's some momentum up there. Going to cut down to the inside. You'll see slider down there. Not quite clear yet. I think once Yates clears Reynolds, he's going to really start to reel in Grandy. Grandy 2.25 seconds right now. These two battle each other, and I don't know that they're slowing each other down, but they're definitely not making each other faster. That's for sure. Casey Miller now around everybody up to the 4th. And then Cohan is falling all the way back to 10th. He must have had problems while we were away. Yates the 2nd, Reynolds the 3rd, Miller the 4th, Olsen up the 5th, Boyd the 6th, then Schaefer the 7th, Sharp 8th, Barros 9th, and Cohan right there, that group of 3 cars, 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's the 11th, probably the 14th, Runkle, Easter 11th, Wilson the 19th, Coy 20th, and Ian Cox getting at each other a little bit as the shot goes by, and Goyas probably the bottom of the Here's starting to reel him in. He'll be in lap traffic here just shortly. 18 in the books right here. Yates still 2nd. Problem. Huh? I'm not sure that's going to be Rashad. There's Rashad's car with 10 really slow. He gets in front of Garrett Boyd. Uh-oh, here comes a caution, folks. We were watching it live. Let's go back and let's see what happened to Rashad before this. Something has happened to the car. He's way off the base. Looks like right front. In front of Boyd. Boyd had nowhere to go, taps him in the back, and then he finds the fence with that suspension damage on the right front already. That car just climbed to the wall. So caution on a lap number 20. Not quite a third of the way through, about 5 laps shy of that. Grandy, Yates, Reynolds, Olsen, Boyd, Miller, Schaefer, Cohan, Sharp, and Barros. Green, white, black car. 10th place car right now. $20 laps in, drivers getting a little bit of a break, a little breather. And I'm sure some of them were white knuckle there for a little while because some of them were 2 and 3 wide for 20 laps. All right, doubling the cars up. Lights going off on our pace vehicle. That means we're going green out of turn number 4. 56 laps remaining. The 4th. Freedom at 76. Doubled up, ready to get back after it. Good. There he tight, very close. Cody Olson around the top side, going to take third. Here comes Garrett Boyd from 14. Reynolds going to fall all the way to fifth. Casey Miller still sixth. Cohan seventh. Sliver and Morrow. Lap one for these folks. Watch right here. This is a hornet's nest. 2, 3, and almost 4 wide right there. Miller up the hill in front of Barros. Barros has to pick up, helps the back of the guard. Everybody gets around him pretty cleanly. Ooh, that was Dean Reynolds and Reynolds. Oh, Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds had a problem right there. Go back. We'll watch Dean Reynolds right here. The 79 car. This is out of 3 and 4. He is chasing Garrett Boyd, gets into 1 and 2. He got in a little bit wide. Gets spun around, got hit in the left rear. I don't know who hit him there. I think that was the 11. Drove it away, but I don't know if it's any worse for the wear right now. Esri was the one that hit him. And I can't really see if Esri has damage. Yeah, it looks like a little bit on the front of that thing. Suspension broke. That car's not turning at all. So he is going to need to try to nurse that thing into the pits. And he will get it there. See if they can do something with it. So a quick 3 laps, and we are back under the yellow flag. Not a whole lot changed. It's Grandy, Yates, Olson, Boyd now your top 4. Cohan is back up in 5th. Morros, Miller, Schaefer, Sharp, and Gerlach. And at the top 10, we get ready to restart. Don't forget to join us Thursday night, 8 Eastern. Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. Back in action, double features. Federated Auto Parts, I believe, is where they will be headed. I-55. Page Struck in. Good start for the front row. And Yates, I think, had a notion that maybe he got on the gas a little early. He rolled out. That's going to give the spot to Grandy. Now Olson and Boyd going to go at it side by side for third. Olson up top, Boyd down to the bottom. Boyd's going to have to get back to the top, but Barros is going to slide by him on the high side. There's Casey Miller, the 05 car up in 6, Robert Schaefer. Side by side with Dick Cohan. Cohan looks like he may be going backwards. He goes to the bottom. Top side. Right there on the top side. He'll take 9th away from Goham, but Goham right on the edge of the top 10, right in front of Jeff Sharp. Come together, nose to tail, making almost the top 4. Less than half a car length between the front and back of those cars right there. Everybody up to the top. Now we know they could run on 6 laps up there. Four look like one person's driving. All 4 cars are doing the exact same thing. Pretty much at the same time. Let's go back. Billy Barros is 5th. He's trying to reel these guys in. Got about 5.5 car lengths to make up. Things get tight in front. I don't know if Yates is feeling him out or if he just can't find a place to get that momentum run. But seems content to sit there and run in the second spot. Cody Olson seems, I don't know if he seems anxious or if he is just trying to see if there's something about a half a car length down from the top right through the middle of the corner to try to close in. He might be setting it up to try to go 2 for 1 here. Yates took a peek at it too, but nothing happened. He falls back in line. He and Olson starting to separate. Now it's out to about 2 car lengths. Garrett Boyd is right there, tucked inside in the back of that 6-car. In fact, so tight he's almost pushing him down the straightaway. A couple of 3-car lengths off of those two. Sitting here in 5th, maybe biding his time, sitting here waiting. Robbie Schaefer trying to close that gap. Here comes Casey Gerlach. They were side by side in 1 and 2, and Miller moves into 7th. Gerlach back to 8th. Then is 9th. Sharp is 10th. And then Cohan back in 11th. It is a long ways back to John Borsman in that pack. Pete, Reynolds, Lemon, Runkle, Jabot. Back up front. Getting into some lap traffic. That's Josh Cox and Bill Ford. Right in front of the leader. Boy is going to stay locked in on the top. Well, this change things for the lead. Yates stays up on the outside. Now falls in line. Now goes across. Cox got the leader. Oh, Cody Olsen slid through. And now Cox. Cody Olsen. This will be a caution, folks. Yeah, caution out that time. We'll go back. We're going to get a good look at this one as Olsen's going to come out of 4 between cars. Following Shane Yates goes to the top. Not a whole lot I can say there. He car high. That's probably all you can say. I'm not sure how much damage the 6 car of Olsen picked up. Trying to get down here and take a peek. Looks like push bar on the front. Little sheet metal damage. And he has some suspension damage because the right front is hanging pretty high now. Well, maybe not. Maybe all the cars are hanging the right front high a little on this pace lap. So we'll see. He didn't take it into the pits. Just about halfway, about 2 laps shy of being halfway in this thing. So Yates out in front. Then Grandy, Olsen, Boyd, Barrows, Schaefer, Miller, Gerlach, Lynn, and Cohan. Top 10, Sharp, Reynolds, Borst, Lemon, Runkle, Jabot, Wilson, Keister, Cox, and Coy. Cox and Coy both off track right now. Cox rolled it back out. He is going to catch up to the back of the field here. Coy, Esri, and Machard all off track. But new leader, and that happened during that exchange as Yates got to the start-finish line right before the caution. That caution called immediately after he got across the finish line. So lap counted. Shane Yates, new leader. Lap number 37. 2 laps from the halfway point. Here comes Garrett Boyd. Boyd putting some pressure on Grandy. Pushed it coming out of 2 into the inside of 3 and 4. That's not going to materialize. Back to Cody Olsen lost a couple of spots at the start. Both Schaefer and Gerlach got around him to move him back to 6. Keep our eyes on the battle for second as we've reached the halfway. Cross flag. This time, looking to go for the slider. Not enough momentum getting into the corner. He'll jump on you like a rat on a Cheeto. You try right there, ended up thinking better of it. He's going to try to hang on to the spot right in front of Gerlach. Gerlach is another one of those guys, if you give him an opening, he ain't going to hesitate to go after it. Go back in the 6th spot and closing in on these guys. Gerlach touched the fence and Olsen had to check up. Cohan goes with a slider in 3 and 4 on Olsen. Back to the front. We're out to about 6-7 car lengths now as it's half a second. Yates in front of Grandy. And Grandy's got about 3 car lengths on. Caution. That's the 11. As crashed. Let's go back to the last car on the lead lap, and contact with the 617. Oh, for whatever reason, that car just unloaded and went around right there. Another car length or two up in the pits, and we would still be under the green flag. Billy Barros, 38 car to the work area. Let's see. Not sure what happened to Billy, but he's getting something fixed. So, 43 complete. Yates, Grandy, Boyd, Schaefer, Gerlach, the top 5. Cohan, Olson, Reynolds, Lynn, and Miller. In the top 10, then Sharp, Uncle, Borst, Jabot, Wilson, Keisher, and Barros. Barros probably going to come back out. Should get the field doubled up this time. Get ready to go back to green. So Barros and Goya both come out of the work area back onto the track. We get them doubled up. Shane Yates going to bring us back to the green. Again, lap number 44. Green Ranger flag back here. 32 laps. Boyd went after Grandy. Grandy bumped the fence. Boyd went after him. Grandy goes right back underneath him. Now Grandy slams the door going into 3 and 4. Takes away that high line. Wild card in this one. Take a look and see what happened to John Ford. I think he's going to get in and out. Dean Reynolds and Nick Conan look like they got the party started. And everybody else, including Casey Miller, John Ford, a host of others, getting into that one. So a little yellow fever here in the middle of the race. We went about 20 laps, and then we went 3 laps, and then we had a good run. And we've had 3 cautions here in the last about 7 or 8 laps. So we'll see what they do if it's going to stay with double file or they're going to go single file on the restarts. The double file has given some guys some chances to make some moves, at least attempt some moves that I think normally they wouldn't do in a single file situation. We're going to double them up. We're going to start on lap 46. So 30 laps away. Yates on the throttle. He got a good jump right there. Boyd going after Grandy. He might have him here. See what he does down at 3 and 4. Grandy will come up the hill, and he waits so long. looks like it's pretty heavily damaged there. Yates going to keep the lead. Grant in second. Gerlach now. Battle right here, starting to shape up. Cody Olsen, Robert Lynn, Nick Cohen. Cohen going to go for the 2 for 1. He didn't get any of them. He had to check him back down. Back to the front. Yates starting to get away from Grandy now. Gerlach. He's going to have to grip Flintstone quite a bit quicker if he's going to get these front two. And Robbie Schaefer have worked their way through the field. Both improved 8 positions. They have been locked step all the way, nose to tail basically, carving their way through the field. Right now, the biggest was not nice spot. Having a pretty good run tonight. Right in front of John Wood. Top two have started to check out. 1 second gap from second to third. Taking his car. They're going to load that thing straight in. Thought there was something going on back there in about 9 minutes, but there was a couple of cars. Yates going to be working in the lap traffic. Tony or to, not sure, that's Bill Coy that just gets there. On the top side. Coy was 3/4 of the way up the hill. Twenty laps to go that time by. So things starting to click off quickly now. Grandy still second. Still has about a 1 second gap between himself and Josh Gerlach. Gerlach in the third spot. Gerlach works past the lap spoiler car. Here comes Robbie Saber. He'll have to work around. Haven't seen the lap car. Closing laps of this one. If he's going to get a podium, he's going to have to go quick. Cohen started towards the front, slid way back outside the top 10, and now, with about 8 feet to go, has worked his way up into the top 5. He's got Cody Olsen, Cisco right behind him. Olsen trying to find a spot to slide around Cohen. Cohen from the drone cam right up to the fence. Slowly creeping in on the 4th place car of Robbie Schaefer. Let's go to the leaders. Good heavy traffic now. That gap may start to shrink with Josh Carr right there. The 6th car and Tony Wilson. And that's a 6-7 of Lance Keister right behind John Ward. Ward. The leader 3 wide on the bottom. Trying to get lap farther. I think Grandy may have had a problem. We're going to have caution. Yeah, I thought Grandy had a problem with a lap car right there, and sure enough. Yates went on the bottom, made all those guys stay to the top right here. And just tried to avoid a car, got into it. Gerlach hits him. Schaefer hits them both. Cohan squeezed by on the bottom, but we'll see how they line up. .518 car's probably going to the end of the line, I think. I don't know for sure. He got in the fence and he got hit by Gerlach is the car that has been moved all the way to the back. So about 13 laps remaining. Maybe 14 here. I think the official is going to be 14. It's Yates, Grandy. I'm not sure how that works out. Grandy back to second, Schaefer's third, Cohan is fourth, Olson fifth, Lynn, Sharp, Reynolds, and Barrows through 9. Then Jabot, Runkle, Forrest, Gerlach, and Keister, 10 through 14. Gonna double them up. Be 13 to go officially when we take the green flag. Car still trying to catch up. You can see from the hill cam. Ready to go green. 13 laps remaining. Green flag back in the air. Here comes Cohan. Had a good run down into one. Bumped the fence. He's going to lose some momentum. Gives up a spot to Schaefer. Might give up a spot to Cody Olson right here. Following in the tire track for 20 yards. He's going to go around Olson, moving in into the top 5. Yates, half a second. Out in front. Cohan with the red slider. I don't know if he's going to be able to hang on to it or not. He's got the third spot, so put him on the podium, at least for the time being. And late in this one, here comes the 21 car on the shoulder. Go. Lap time 5. 6 in the book. Trying to hang on to second. I'm not sure if that car has any So having some event items would not surprise me. Here comes Cohan going for the cider. Comes up the hill. Up on top of the third. Tight quarters racing right there. Now Cohan right alongside for second place. Goes to the top shelf right here up on the hill. Boom! Number 2. He's got 9/10 of a second to make up the second lap. Grandy in third. Schaefer's in fourth. Here's Olson in fifth, and he's trying to make a comeback. Olson was running in the top 3 with a lap about 40 laps ago. Now he's on the top side, dropped the ticket. Take over that 14. Back to the front. Cohan, quickest car on the track the last time by. Just not quick enough to close that gap, I don't think. Wave lap this time. 5 to go. Cohan up in front. That's going to cost him time. So Yates. He is third. Olson closing quick. Olson. Yates is about to be in traffic again. Here to go. Cox, the first car he'll leave here. around. 0.2 of a second quicker than anybody else. White flag in the air. He's going to be close. Slider line that time, and I think there was a problem with the 11 car. He had to back out of it. This is it. 3 and 4. Cohan. Full send. Finds the inside fence. Randy goes by, and Cohan is going to come home third, just in front of Cody Olsen, but Shane Yates will win the Freedom 76 for the 2023A season. We'll bring them all around. And we'll talk to our top three. Shane will be along, and we'll see about old Robert Grandy. But we'll give everybody a moment. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, we'll admonish him first, and then we'll congratulate him. We'll admonish him for getting out of the car, so he can't have it in the shot. And then we'll say,
I just yelled at everybody.
Interesting run there. You fell way back after the start, and late in this thing, it looked like you had a shot in full send mode on the white flag lap coming into 3. Didn't really work out for you.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in myself there. I think I had a good shot to maybe get him caught up on that lap car there, and I think we would have won that. But man, that one stings. Yeah, just played that race just like I told you beforehand. Saved a lot of fuel. That way I had enough juice there at the end and not have to worry about it. And really felt really good there at the end. This is one of my best tracks, and I felt like me doing that slider there in 3 and 4 with maybe like 5-6 laps to go was starting to get him thinking about moving down a lane, and it started to work. It worked out perfectly according to plan, and just that last turn there with the lap car there, I had a real good shot if I would have not hit the corner there, but I had to get down to the grip down there in order for me to even have a shot. I knew it was going to be close, and I just got a little too close there. Thankfully, I didn't destroy the thing and still came home top 3, but no, just things. That was a hell of a run here for this number 21 Dizzy Motorsports, Dizzy Trucking, CG Automotive machine. It was a fun race. Like I said, played it out as best I could. Is the same as before the race when I was telling you my strategy, and just fell a little short there.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless. I'm sure you got plenty of shout outs and thank yous, and then we'll let you start preparing for your next event.
Yeah, I want to thank Dizzy Trucking, all my teammates at Dizzy Motorsports, CG Automotive, Cool Nick Heating and Air, Win Dizzy, all the folks who sponsor Pro, Extra Life, Netcode, Luce's Fast Podcast, and great NASCAR podcast to listen to, and CG Automotive. So, yeah, that's about it. Other than you for putting on this awesome broadcast, can't wait to go back and watch it. And thanks to John for putting up with me all the time.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you back on the network soon.
Thanks, Roger.
Nick Cohan finishing third tonight. Now let's get Joseph Grandy. We're going to check his levels real quick. We may have to turn him up a little so you folks can hear him. Joseph Grandy, got a copy?
Yep, how you doing?
I am doing good, man. Heck of a run for the 518 machine tonight. You battled hard with quite a few cars. You lost one of them inevitably. You lost it to the 11 car, man. Tell us about running away early and then having to try to chase that guy down the last half.
Obviously starting in the lead helped. The first half of the race, I was going maybe half throttle to save on the fuel. And then that lap car, he was high. So I tried to duck under him because I thought he was going to stay high, but he must have let off too. And then Shane got around me, and then I came back up, I thought that was the lap car, and it happened to be Cody that I got in front of. So I apologize about that. But yeah, I tried sticking it out, wasn't pushing it too hard. I'm second in points, so I didn't need the win. And yeah, just stayed steady.
Yeah, it looked like the track went through quite a few changes, and with the change of server resetting and not having a whole lot of time for you guys to go out there and do much with it, the strategy you had to play, did you have to think about where the tacky was going to be also during the race? Because some of these guys could go low and go hard early and maybe try to make up some ground on you. Was that a concern at all when you went out there?
It looked like I was the one making up the ground early. I had a pretty good lead. Obviously, the track was at 0, I think. I knew the bottom was going to be the quick way around till it flicked up, and then it's top all the way around. I thought maybe the bottom would be quicker towards the end, but it wasn't. So they had stuck it out. Got into that incident with the lap car. Luckily, the iRacing gods let me get my spot back. But I had pretty good damage on my right front, so Nick was faster than me, so I wasn't trying to contest him too much, let him by, but he ended up messing up on the last lap, and I ended up with second.
Well, some good fortune, and in this field, a podium finish is something to be happy about. I'm sure you got shout-outs and thank yous. Before we let you go celebrate.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Catalytic Recovery, West End Tone and Repair, the guys over at Training Wheels Racing. Like to thank you guys for doing the broadcast, Pretend Racing Online, and my girlfriend Olivia for letting me race.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations again, and we'll look forward to seeing you back on the network real soon.
Appreciate it, man.
Joseph Grandy finishing second tonight. Whoa, I moved myself to the waiting room. Let's not do that. Yeah, let's go in here. Let's talk to Shane Yates. He picks up the win tonight. Shane, what did it take to get the 11 car out front? Because we know you started quite a ways back this evening, about 9th or 10th.
Just being consistent and, watching what everybody's doing. I knew I was pretty fast in the beginning, so I was just trying to get a big lead and stay out front. But the cautions, brought us back together. And start at the end, it was so slick on the top. I was trying to baby it a whole lot so I wouldn't get in the wall. I seen Nick chasing me down with the slider line. I was like, I gotta go.
Well, you got the lead, working traffic, and then you really didn't have too many issues with lap cars after that. The fuel load keep the guys from really getting spread out too far tonight.
What'd you say? The fuel?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I just raced. I mean, under caution, I looked at the fuel, and I'm like, it looks fine. So I didn't hold back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the other guys, but I just kept an eye on every caution. I'd go back and look at it, and I was like 10 plus, compared to what running out. So I was like, I'm going with it.
Well, an awesome run, man. The Freedom 76. Big event for the Sidewinder Series. How does it feel to pick up a win in the Crown Jewel?
It feels good, man. I've had a rough time in this league. Just being in a bad spot every time. I think it's the first time I've won. In the last 5 or 6 or 7 races this season, anyway. And it's just tough, especially with the invert. Regardless if you qualify good, the invert makes you work for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the invert was big tonight. You won that King of the Hill shuffle, and then you end up starting about 5 rows deep. Did you have any concerns when the race started that maybe something bad would happen and you wouldn't have a chance to work your way back to the front?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anything can happen, especially at Eldora. Everybody's wanting that high side. So, and the only way you can pass is throw huge sliders. So if you don't get up front and get that good run off the start, you're looking for a slider. And then when somebody throws a slider, then you got somebody behind you. You don't know if they're going to check up for you. So, good thing I just stayed up front.
Well, an awesome run tonight, man. A lot of shout-outs, a lot of thank yous, and then we'll let you get out of here and celebrate.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Premier Racing Setups, Flood Drive. I want to thank Nick and them guys for putting this league on, and I want to thank you for broadcasting, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations, and I'll look forward to seeing you on track next week.
All right, we'll see, bud.
Shane Yates picking up the win tonight in the Freedom 76. Started pretty deep. It says only 5 improved, but I know there was an invert, and I'm wanting to say he started in about 10th place tonight. So good run for him. He picked up 9 spots. He'll be one of the 2 hard chargers tonight. He and Don Runkle both picking up 9 spots. So let's look at the results for tonight's feature. Yates wins it. Grady was second. Cohan third. Olson was fourth. Schaefer fifth. Lynn in sixth. Seventh to Reynolds. Gerlach eighth. Sharp ninth. Barros was 10th. Jabot in 11th. 12th with Don Runkle. Borst in 13th. Lance Keister 14th. Wilson 15th. Cox 16th. Bill Coy in the 17th spot. Garrett Boyd. After a rough night, he ends up in 18th. Miller 19th, 20th to Lemon, Esri 21st, and Mashad rounded out the field. A lot of fun. Always enjoy covering this series. The 76 lapper, a little longer race, a whole lot more fun to be had. Saw a good race. Had about 6 cautions, 7 cautions tonight, but we had a couple of good long runs in the middle. And the guys had to really contend with that light fuel load, keeping it close at the end. You heard Shane Yates say he thought he was good the whole way. He was plus 10, and he was just going to go for it. He did. He picks up the win. A lot of movers and shakers up and down through the field the whole night. A lot of fun to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, and follow over on the Facebook page. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. We'll be back on Thursday night for the Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. They'll be at I-55 Speedway. Be sure you tune in for that about 8 o'clock Eastern. Otherwise, until we see you the next time, for Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger, and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network,